Okay, I thought I'd start this episode in the car. I'm heading out to the gold mine again, and we got a whole bunch of decisions to make. At the time I did this video, we're literally 6 weeks into mining. And we have had a significant amount of challenges, and none of it has to do with the gold. The good news in all of this is in the last 6 weeks, we have had the geological studies, the phase 1 of the geological studies done. And our geologist came back to us and said there is a mountain of gold underground. He focused on 6 different locations at the gold mine on the 1,800 acres that there are major benches. And a bench basically is an underground riverbed that contains significant amounts of gold. So he pointed out 6 of those. In the second phase of studies, he's going to be back in August, and we're going to bring in a drilling rig, and they're actually going to do core drilling to see how much gold is there and everything else that has to do with that. So that's amazing news. The other thing is, while I'm up there, I'm actually going to pick up somewhere between 30 and 40 ounces of gold. So you can do the math on that in your head. That's significant. And take it down to the Technique, to the company in Richmond, BC that does all of our refinement. So that's more revenue into the company, which is great. And we've got a team out there of 6 guys, including Dan, which is the perfect number. So we've got the right manpower on place. So you're asking me now then, well, Ken, if all that's going on and it all sounds so great, what's the downside? It's the equipment. Dan and I were having a conversation on the weekend, and he heard a quote that he just had to repeat to me that kind of summarizes our equipment issues. The quote was, "Placer mining is where equipment goes to die." And of course, remember, we're doing placer mining, which is basically like surface mining. You dig down to bedrock and you clean out all the gold from the dirt that's in the ground. But our problem is equipment now. So our main pieces of equipment that we have there, number one is the excavator, which we paid $75,000 for the excavator. So we knew we were getting an older machine with heavy hours. We knew it would be prone to breakdown. But it's really, really prone to breakdown. The other thing is the loader, which we paid $50,000 for. Now a brand new excavator is $1 million. A brand new loader is $1 million. So you can imagine if we bought a loader for 50 grand, we probably got a tired beast, right? So that machine had about 30,000 hours on it, and they've just both been prone to breakdown. And what the diagnosis is that they're just at a phase of their life where they shouldn't be running 15, 16-hour days, which is what we need. So we just found out about a company out there that will lease us equipment for the season. Now, this equipment isn't new either, but it's equipment that on average has 5,000 to 10,000 hours. And the lease rates are reasonable. So what it means is for each piece of equipment, we'd be spending about $7 grand a month in a lease. So you're talking $14,000 overall, which, we do everything in how much gold that means. So that means, 5 to 6 ounces of gold a month would have to go towards those 2 pieces of equipment, but they would be in great shape. And the best part about it is we pick them up at the beginning of the mining season and we send them back at the end of the mining season, and we don't have to pay for the equipment when it's just sitting there over the winter, which is something I really like. I think that seems to make a lot of sense, but we're going to investigate that on this trip. We bought a trailer for the property about 3 weeks ago, and Dan, our general manager, actually took it down to the site about a week ago. And what that means is I'm going to be roughing it. I'm actually going to be staying on the site. I'm only there for one night. I'm actually 2 nights. I'll be staying there tonight and tomorrow night. And then Wednesday night, I'll be staying in Vancouver. Thursday night, flying back to Toronto. But it's interesting. Dan mentioned to me a couple weeks ago that the mosquitoes are so bad there that they're carrying people away. Anyway, there's always lots of amazing things that happen when we go out there. It makes for incredible videos. I'm excited about it. And we'll see you out at the likely gold mine. Okay, so I've, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the 9th time I'm boarding a plane in the last 7 days. I know I'm getting tired, and here's why. I just stopped, took the car to the valet here because I'm lazy. And as I was getting out of the car, I had this DJI Osmo camera in my hand, shameless plug. It's the #1 vlogging camera in the world. And the guy that checked me in at the valet asked, he saw it and he was really impressed. He went, "Oh, are you vlogging your trip?" And I went, "Yeah," and that was it. Now, why that's so freaking out of character for me is I am a very gregarious person, and I've also been accused of being very sanguine, which means like people, chatter, fun people to be around. I love talking about this stuff. And I would have normally, in my normal personality, I would have said, "Oh yeah, I'm heading out to a gold mine, we do blah, 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 check me out on YouTube." But I didn't do any of it. I just said, yeah. So it's a little bit tiring. But friends, there's a moral to this story. If you want more in your life, if you want more money, more success, more time with your family, if you want to be able to give your family better things in life, then you have to listen carefully to this statement. There's so many statements, so many quotes that give prudent advice to somebody who wants more. And here's the one that comes to my mind now. If you want the things that others have, you have to be willing to do the things that others don't or aren't willing to do. And that's probably the only thing that keeps me going right now. So anyway, we're gonna head into security. It's Monday morning. Thank God for the card that let me skip the lines. I'll see you up in the lounge. All right, just landed in Vancouver. I don't know if you can see the plane. They got the blinds down, but did a lot of thinking on the flight. You know, this is going to be a unique experience for me heading up to the operation this time because Dan's got it all under control. We've made major changes to the layout of equipment. We've got 4 new guys working there full time, so we're up to a mining team of 6, and we're seeing new gold uncovered every day, which is really cool. So I don't want to say we've stabilized yet. I don't believe that at all, but I think we're getting closer. Let's go get the car and get on the road. First time I'm driving from Vancouver too, which is a 7-hour ride. Okay, so this is the first trip out here where I didn't stop along the way and talk in the car and everything else, because I thought you guys got tired of that. What I want to do is take you guys on a little tour of the site. So we are 6 weeks into mining, and in total so far, I think we've got somewhere between 50 and 60 ounces of gold, and you can do the math on that yourself and see. But by the time I drove up from Vancouver today, the team had left because we have something really special going on site right now that I can't disclose to you. But because of that, we broke everything down and everybody went home around 6 o'clock. So by the time I got here at 7:30, everybody had left. And that was the car I drove up here in. But I want to show you what I believe a professional mining operation is going to look like. And I'm actually going to start with where I'm staying tonight. I'm going to take you on a tour of one of our purchases. So I'm going to turn this around now and you guys can see it. So what we did is we bought a creekside 20-foot trailer. And this trailer is going to do a couple things. Whenever I'm on site or in town, or my co-partner, co-owner, Will Travis is in town, we're going to stay on site now because we have this trailer here. But this is also going to be the office that our general manager is going to work out of, and it's also our first aid trailer. So we're going to put an entire first aid kit in here, like really, really sophisticated kit. But let's go inside there first. So the first thing I want to show you is this little guy right here. One of the things that I really believe in, it doesn't matter if you're on a mining site or any type of business, you got to take care of your employees. So we bought a Coleman barbecue, and every Monday it's lunch on the GM. GM's going to make lunch for everybody here. But let's go inside of the trailer and I'll show you why this trailer is perfect for us. So this is a Creekside trailer, and Creekside is known for making pretty well the only reliable 4-season trailers that exist in the market. And she's all set up, and I big, thanks to our general manager for getting this all set up for me. I showed up here today and check this out. He has all kinds of food here because we're going to make lunch for everybody tomorrow. You got a great little fridge in here that's all full of the things we're going to make for lunch. We're going to make burgers and hot dogs for everybody. Got a little freezer in here that's only got some ice in it right now. But everything is set up in here. It was amazing. They must have put a lot of work into this because we just bought this. So my coffee maker is there, microwave oven, the stove works. I'm going to make a little dinner in a bit, sink, the whole 9 yards. And he even had like all the utensils and everything all set up in here for me when I got here. It was incredible. And what tell you what was really amazing is at the time I did this, it was the Stanley Cup Finals, and I'm a big hockey fan, obviously. So the first time in 30 years that a Canadian team was in the finals, the Edmonton Oilers. And so I got here in time to pop open the laptop and watch the end of the game, which was really cool. So there's a dinner table. That will be his workstation when he's working here. And of course, there's a incinerator toilet in here and a full shower, which is great. And everything's set up, so hot water and everything. And then, of course, big, beautiful bed in here, which is where I'm going to sleep tonight. Little sink here in the corner. It's just amazing. It really is. Fantastic. We were all set up here. So that's our first aid kit, office, and executive, let's just call it executive accommodation. Will, Travis, if you see this video, that's where you're staying the next time you're out here, brother. I'm not going to make you stay at goofy little deal in town. Anyway, what I'm going to do, because I don't get a chance to do this very often, it's getting dark, so I got to do this now before it gets too dark. I'm going to take you on a little tour of how this mining operation is actually working. So it's called placer mining, and of course there's lots of different types of gold mining, but placer mining, and for all of the mining experts that are going to watch this video, please forgive me, I'm brand new to this, so I'm going to try and give you my best explanation of what placer mining is. If I screw something up, go into the comments, please, and tell me what I said wrong so that I can learn through this experience, because that's what I'm really excited about, is learning all about gold exploration and how it actually works. It's freaking really amazing. All right, so let me turn that around. This is one of the pieces of equipment that we bought with the mine. It's a loader. It's probably like a 1970s vintage loader, which is amazing. So that came with the mine. This vehicle here, the white flatbed truck, we bought that for $20,000. We bought the trailer for $20,000. Nothing about gold mining is cheap, by the way. So we bought the trailer for 20 grand. We got this international flatbed truck, and what we use this for is water. So water is really important, obviously. That's what you use to clean the gold, and I'll show you some lagoons later where they store the water, but this is water that we have to move around for different things. So it's a water truck. It's also a fire rescue truck. So if we ever have a fire emergency, we've got a gas, what do they call the high boys or something, there's a name for it. And then we've got enough water here, and we've got hoses and everything. And this is always going to be set up on the ready in case we have some type of fire. Because look, we're in the interior of British Columbia. Look how high these trees are. There's lots of forest fires out here, so we want to be ready. And one of the things that's really important to understand, and how far we're going to make sure this is going to be a safe operation as we scale, all of our full-time employees are going to be certified in fire rescue. Okay, this is another piece of equipment that came with the mine. This is like a 1960s vintage dump truck, rock truck, I think they call it. It's a big one. It works perfectly. We use that for taking the pay dirt, which is the dirt that has the gold in it, from where we're digging over to the wash plants. And it's really amazing. You know what I'm really excited about being here right now? Is I know how hard our team is working. And I got a chance to be here right now. It's the first time this has ever happened where I can be on site and nobody's here. So over there is a couple of vehicles that we have, another small loader in the back, and then the front, I don't even know what the hell that thing is. I think it's some type of bulldozer. Well, if you're seeing this video, comment in the comments, like, what the hell's that other thing that's there? I'm not sure. We'll take a closer look at it later. Okay, let me show you the first big piece of equipment we bought. So this is a CAT excavator. It's a 338, that's the model number, 336. We paid $80,000 for this. Got 30,000 hours on it. Remember what I told you guys when I jumped off the plane? Placer mining is where equipment goes to die. So we buy older equipment. There's no doubt about it because it's cheaper. This piece of equipment, if it was brand new, would be $1 million. So where we're at right now, we wanted to buy equipment that was reliable, but at the same time, we know that we could, we're gonna have troubles with it because it's old, but it does the job for us. It's really amazing. And what this guy is for is digging. So this is in the pits that we're actually digging out of. And it's got a great big bucket on it, and that loads the dump truck that I showed you and allows the dirt to come over here. And now here's another thing we did. We negotiated a deal with a Petro-Canada wholesaler in Williams Lake, and they brought us out 2 major tanks. So they're giving us these tanks. We don't pay for the tanks. It's Jepson's. If you're up in the Williams Lake area and you're looking for this type of service, then let me just show you these numbers really quickly. These guys are amazing. They were so good to us. So this is diesel, and it's about, I think it's 30,000 liters of diesel fuel. So diesel is for all of our heavy equipment, and then that guy there is for gas. So all of our smaller equipment uses gas, and it's all set up there. Let me move this, turn this around again. So yeah, I gotta tell you guys, I am giddy like a schoolgirl that I'm here right now when nobody else is around. There's still enough light that I can show you guys around the place. Okay, the reason we bought a new trailer, it's because Jim, who we're buying the property from, that's his trailer. We decided it was time to retire it. I'm not even gonna go in there and show you it, but okay, so now this is the cleaning station. So this is where all the gold cleaning is done. In the last video, you guys got a chance to see me actually doing some of the cleaning, but this is what it looks like at night when nobody's around. So we got two, basically tractor trailers. This trailer is our tool crib. So all the tools you could possibly imagine in the world are in there. And then over there is all cleaning equipment. I'm not gonna show you any of that right now, but you can just see, and that's about to change. We're gonna do some major work on that right now. Now, if I spin around here and come back, I want to come at you from this label. This is another excavator that we bought with the mine, part of the tools that we got. And this excavator only has one job. So once the excavator, that guy is out there digging the dirt, puts it in the truck, the dump truck comes over and dumps it right there. The guy who's operating this excavator, his one job is to feed those plants. So those plants are running. He puts the dirt in the top. Let's see if I can get around on the side of this and show you guys this. It's just really freaking cool. No water in here right now, which is a great chance to see how this all works. So let me just pull up right here and show you guys. So here's what happens. So if you can see here, I don't want to try and bring it in too much, but you get the picture, right? So that excavator up on the hill digs the dirt up and drops it in to those hoppers. Those are called shaker plants. The top level of both of those shakes like crazy, faster than my hand is going right now. And in shaking, what it does is it takes all of the bigger rocks and boulders and just drops them right off the back. Now, the shaker panels have lots of slits in them. See where the screens are right here? So all the big rocks go right off the end, and you can see them all sitting down there. And then all the small rocks, which contain the gold, and all the dirt and debris comes down into here. Now, you're not seeing this now because we're not operating right now. But what you'll see in here is the mats, and on top of the mats is these screens, and all the gold gets caught in here with dirt. That's your concentrate. And then we'll run this all day for 10 or 12 hours, and then at the end of the day, we'll stop, and we literally take these mats all out of here, take all the residue. We can normally see gold at the top of these mats, and we take it all over to the cleaning station, and that's how we run all of this. Now you'll notice here, there's big hoses going up into it. Well, this is water. It's high pressure water that does this. And I think I can actually walk through to here and show you this. Will, because I know you're gonna be looking at this later to tell me what that thing is actually called. So that's another loader that we bought. It's an old loader, but it still works and it still does good. But then we got that thing, which I have no idea what that thing is. Somebody's gonna have to teach me that. Anyway, let's walk back over here again. Gosh, this is so crazy. I can't believe this. It's getting dark now. It's about 10 o'clock at night in British Columbia where we are. But this whole operation works on water, right? So we have these hoses. This is where the water comes from. And it's operated by really heavy water pumps. I'm gonna see if I can find one of the water pumps. I haven't been here in a while, but you can see everything is dry right now. So when we're mining, this pool will be completely full of water. See it down there. It's pretty empty right now, but it'll be like 6 feet deep of water. And that's where the water comes back after it comes out of the plant. There's a trench. So you can imagine all that water spraying into the plant has to come somewhere. So it comes all the way back down here and into this reservoir. Now we have another water plant that I'm going to show you guys. See if I can get to it okay. I got to be careful too, because I am literally by myself here in deep, deep woods in Ontario, or sorry, in British Columbia. And there's lots of wild animals here. So we're talking bears, cougars, all kinds of crazy stuff. So I got to be very careful walking around here.
Okay, so let me just see if I can get through here. I want to stay away from the woods because if there's any wild animals, that's where they're going to be. All right, so I can see here, they've got this board across. I'm guessing, yep, it's for guys to walk on. So I'm just going to do a quick little walk over there, get up on here. There you go. And this is where the water comes from. So this is the water pond that we fill up from the rivers and streams that we're allowed to take the water from. So we get this one full up, and this is a pump. There's two pumps here. One of them is brand new. We paid $40,000 for it, and the other one is a little older. If you look at these two guys, I bet you can't even tell which one is which. Here's what I'll do. I want to see who the experienced miners are that are with us now. So this is one pump, and this is two, because you need a different pump for each plant. Which pump is the brand new one? The one on the left or the one on the right? All right, now let me show you guys where they're digging right now. So when you're doing placer mining, it's very, very regulated. So you have to apply for permits, just like you would think a building permit for a house. You actually have to apply for permits with the government of British Columbia where you want to dig. And they actually make you pay money, which is a deposit. And the deposit, the main reason for the deposit is to make sure you remediate. So you can see, if I'll just give you a little tour around here. Everywhere you see right now was trees. It was trees when I was here 2 months ago, when we were first getting started. So we have to pay serious deposits on all of our permits. And the deposits are money that we deposit to make sure we remediate afterwards. This is something that's really important in mining, is remediation. So you have to make sure you're putting trees back afterwards. We have to plant trees. We have to rebuild the forests after we do this, give them money and deposit. And then once we're finished, we ask a mine inspector to come out and he'll approve our remediation. And once he does that, we'll get the money back. And the deposits are huge. Just on this one permit, I think it's $25,000 that I had to give them. And if I don't fix this exactly like it was before, obviously younger trees, which will grow up, then they won't give me the deposit back. What you're looking at now is where the 50 ounces of gold came from. Now you might see this, if you've never been in this type of business before, you look at that and say, that's just a pond. Well, what all the water you see is just groundwater from and rainwater over the last 2 weeks. So this was the hole that they dug up to get all that gold. And then of course, if you go over this way, like I said, this is where they're digging. And I'm just gonna stay in the clearing here because it's dark in there. And there's grizzly bears around here. So I'm not going in there. But you can see there's a trail, a road that goes in there, which is where they're probably working right now. And what they're doing is they will dig in an area for a day and they'll run the wash plants and they'll clean the gold and they'll measure how much of the gold they got in an area in a day. And if we don't get much gold, then we'll move on to a different area. Because that hole is big, that tells me that's where most of the gold came from, because when they find gold every day, they keep digging in the same place, because that means it's pretty rich with gold. So the big excavator I showed you earlier is here all day and it's digging. The dump truck comes in on the road. The excavator fills up the dump truck and takes it over to the wash plant. The wash plant takes that dirt, puts it into the wash plants, cleans it up. All the gold and all the small material gets stuck in the mats. We go to the cleaning room, we clean the mats, we separate the gold using very specialized equipment, and that's the process. It's really freaking cool. Now, one more piece I want to show you of equipment we bought. And I'll turn it around again, see if you guys can see it, because it's starting to get a little dark. But right up ahead here, you can see that's a loader. And that is a big loader. I'll walk up to it as I'm talking to you guys. We paid $50,000 for this loader. This was part of the money I've invested in this, and this money came mostly from my lenders. I have really amazing lenders that make all this possible, and they make a lot of money off this too, so it's like a super win-win situation. Now, if you listen carefully to what I was saying, you're probably thinking right now, what's this for? Because I explained the process, right? The excavator digs the dirt, puts it in the rock truck. The rock truck takes it over to the wash plant. and dumps it. Then the excavator there at the wash plant puts it into the wash plant, and away we go. We have this loader too. Like I said, we paid $50,000 for this loader. It's a 980F. It's got about 20,000 hours on it, so it's a well-used piece of equipment too. But there's one more thing I want to tell you that's really, really important, and that's all the stuff that comes out the back of the wash plant. Do you remember earlier when I showed you all the material that came out of the wash plant? Well, that excavator keeps moving that, right? Because if you didn't move it and pile it up, then you'd run out of space. I mean, we're pushing literally tons and tons of dirt every day. I mean, here's how this whole thing works. A yard of pay dirt is that bucket twice. It takes 100 yards of dirt to get 1 ounce of gold, $3,000 worth of gold. So if we've gotten 50 ounces already, that's 5,000 yards of dirt. So 5,000 times 2 of those buckets. So it's a lot of dirt. And friends, that's the mining operation. That's how it works. And I'm so excited. I'm going to actually just hang out here tonight. I'm by myself here. I'm going to make sure the trailer's locked. I didn't leave any food or anything outside because there are lots of wild animals out here. And I'm not going to let any of those wild animals inside of this trailer. And it's getting dark. It's sunset now. Actually, let me just show you guys how beautiful this area is here. Look at this. This is British Columbia, one of the most beautiful provinces in the world. And you can see there's our mining site. But one of the things when I was thinking about getting into this business, one of the things I was really worried about and I didn't understand, and I'm so glad I figured it out and got the coaching from experience. The miner Jim that we're buying this from has become a dear friend of mine because he's basically teaching me all of this stuff. And I'm not involved in the mining operations, but as the owner, you guys, if you watch any videos on my YouTube channel, you know that as an owner of a business, you need to know how a business runs. I've been on this equipment. I'm learning how to use it. I'm learning how to be a miner, even though I don't really spend a ton of time here. But I can't manage anything unless I really understand it, right? That's our setup right now, and it's so freaking amazing. One more thing I want to tell you. Where I showed you digging, that's one area. We own 1,800 acres of claims. That big, just to give a perspective for somebody who doesn't know what an acre is, that big hole that I showed you that had the water in it where we got the 50 ounces from, that might be a tenth of an acre. 1,800 acres. So we have sites just like this. Over 1,800 acres is probably over about, I don't know what the actual number is. Somebody who's really good at math will comment in the chat and tell me what it is, but I'm guessing it's probably 20, 30 square miles. It's a big area of land. We have 15 different spots that we know of that have thousands of ounces of gold that we're going to get into mining over the years. We're going to put together a plan for the next 10 years on how we're going to do this stuff. And it's amazing. It really is. Anyway, listen, let me tell you something really neat. Let me just show you one more time around here. It's amazing. Do you guys see any wild animals? Anyway, that's it for today. It's an exciting business to be a part of. It's a natural resource. And what I love about this and how different it is than the other businesses that I own is we have the product. All we have to do is dig it up. I don't have to create a sales team and try and sell the product to somebody through a sales team and tell them why our product is better. Everybody knows how great gold is and what it's useful for. All I got to do is get the guys to dig it. Then I'm going to take it down, and I'm going to show you guys this a little later in the video. I'm going to take the gold we have right now, which I think is somewhere between 20 and 30 ounces, and on Wednesday I'm going to drive it back down to Richmond and drop it off before I get on the plane. We just have to dig up the gold, and there's somebody ready to buy it. So different challenges, different business. It's a heavy equipment operation. But one thing I will tell you, and I'll leave you with this on our first day here. Every business is the same. Businesses are run by people. Take care of your people, and they'll do the rest. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, the first night in the trailer. Wasn't really that bad. It was actually an amazing sleep. Now, the problem is I haven't showered today. There's no heater in it. The heater's not working, so we're in a little bit of a trance. But check this out. I don't know, I'll have to come down here beside it because it's following my face. There's the hamburgers. So what we're doing, like I was telling you about, is we're making lunch for everybody. And I asked Dan, the GM, if he would let me do the first one. Just, so I don't get to be here very much. Everybody knows that I'm the CEO and all the rest of it, so I just thought it'd be really cool to do that. So we're making like Mac Daddy hamburgers. So I'm frying up some onion. We've got some corn on the cob, lettuce, tomato, butter for the corn. And in here we got some really great salad, pasta salad, potato salad, and a big, huge Caesar salad. And the other thing I want to show you, check this out. You're the only ones going to see it here. But this is 30 ounces of gold. So we didn't have 50 ounces like I was hoping for, but we got 30. This thing is heavy, but there you go. That's 30 ounces, $100,000, right? 30 times 3,000, or $90,000. So it's coming along. That's about a week and a half. And we're still really getting the equipment under control and make sure everything's figured out. But it's going to be a short trip. What I've decided is I'm going to leave here today, drive back down to Vancouver today, so one night. And so that way I'm there. They want me to come by and drop off the gold at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So short trip, but still lots of amazing things going on. All right, I'm back in the car again. This was officially the fastest, craziest, longest, shortest trip to the gold mine yet. But let me give you a little update. I'm driving back to Vancouver. I was only on the site at the mine for 18 hours. So I got there last night, watched the end of the Edmonton Oilers hockey game, the Stanley Cup final. Then I got to bed, woke up this morning, did a catch-up meeting with Dan, our general manager, whom I've been seeing a lot lately. Obviously, we've been traveling a bit together and everything. Then I made lunch for the crew. Then I grabbed all the gold that I have, and I can show you, see if I can find it without killing myself, which I am. Here we go. Yep. Oh my God, this is heavy. There you go. Like, I can't even begin to tell you. Well, it's close to 30 ounces. So gold's one of the heavier metals out there, right? So that's heavy. And I'm going back to Richmond. I was going to stay another night on site tonight, but I decided to leave. And I want to tell you why I decided to leave, but I can't tell you. Actually, yes, I can. Here's what I can tell you. Jim and Wendy, the miners that were the Gibsons that we're buying the mine from, have been working on exposure and getting help from a television network for 4.5 years. And just as it turned out, we are actually buying the mine. We closed the transaction in 4 days from now. It turned out that the television network reached out to them a couple months ago and said, hey, we'd like to come and help you. We'd like to bring some experts in, scale the mine up, fix your equipment, do all kinds of amazing things, and you won't have to pay for any of it. Now, Jim and Wendy reached out to me and told me about it. I said, hell yeah, we'll definitely do it, because I know who these people are, and they have an unbelievable reputation, and they're really good at what they do. So I knew they were going to be there, but I didn't realize how extensive it could be. So there was literally a television crew, probably 8 or 9 cameramen, all kinds of production people that were all there. And they were right in the middle of filming. And they were doing some amazing things to our equipment. Like, it's unbelievable. I'm going to go back there in a week and show you the upgrades that happened in another video, just so you can see it. But I can't tell you who was there. I can't give you any more than that until the TV show comes out. And we'll do a watch party when it comes out. I'll let everybody know. I'll reach out to them and see if I can promote it, because it's going to be amazing. And it's really good for Jim and Wendy. They're having a great time out there. I'm just excited because we get all of our equipment and everything on the site fixed, upgraded. And I know what they're doing, and I'm just beyond excited about it. So anyway, I thought, because I was there, I made lunch for our team today. The guys loved it. I had them all coming up to me privately and saying thanks for this,
Because, you know, they don't normally see stuff like that from an owner. I guess I'm a different bird. But, you know, outside of that, I couldn't even really walk around on the mine. I took you on that tour last night because nobody was there, but today they asked me just to stay in the trailer. So I thought, you know what? I got to talk to the lawyers. I can't talk to the lawyers when I'm there. I got a couple things to do to get ready to close on the deal. So it'd be better off for me just to jump in the car now. I'm going to drive back to Vancouver. It's a 7-hour drive, so I'll get back down there around 9 or 10 o'clock tonight. And tomorrow at noon, I'm going to drop over to Technique with this big jar of gold and drop it off there. I'm going to watch them do it again just because I'm a geek like that. And then I'm going to just keep working away here and fly back to Toronto first thing Thursday morning. So I'm going to work in Vancouver for the day rather than at the likely gold mine. Anyway, that's the shortest episode so far. Tell me what you guys think. I know a lot of you guys have watched every one of these episodes, and I know you're excited about it. I got a lot of people in the mining industry that are watching this now. Like I told you guys before, running this business for me is like running any business. Take care of the people will take care of the gold mine. So if there's anybody that has any comments about anything I'm saying in the shows, go into the comments, let me know. And remember, I'm going to give away 10 ounces of gold, a nice shiny gold bar. And that 10 ounces of gold is going to go to one lucky subscriber. How do you get in on the draw? It's really simple. You have to watch every episode of So I Bought a Gold Mine. You've got to subscribe to the channel, make a comment in the notes, and you got to share this video and help me raise the exposure of it. But you got to think about that. 10 ounces of gold in the US is $25,000 US. And I'm giving away on November 1st to one lucky subscriber. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all the subscribers who have watched every show, who have liked every show, who have commented on every show, who have shared every show, and we're going to put them in a draw, and right on YouTube live, I'm going to give away 10 ounces of gold. I hope you win it. We'll see you soon.